think this might be the first time he's ever shaved.
Oh my
I
goodness!
told you,
It's
man.
I
crazy
served
stuff.
a Mormon mission. You think I didn't shave during that? It's on my lip.
Oh.
Not the first time he said that either.
Comments? No.
Clips.
And we're up and about, guys.
That's a
We're
lot of
back.
white stuff on the microphone.
We are
Yeah,
back.
it's all the white stuff on the
Stuff
microphone.
It's
Yeah,
pandemonium right now.
You gotta
Thank you so
excuse
much.
Excuse Grid in his face. He was just hanging out with a bunch of his friends.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Subscribe button, smash that crap. Welcome back. Gridsy Session Chat Live.
Works out the best is
Right
like you just got
now,
the message about Datacron.
we
all
are
the white
up.
stuff just all over the face.
And about, we're up and about. Our boy Grid is shaving right now. He actually achieved
It
a
just broke
sub goal.
off.
He
It
achieved.
doesn't fit on the stupid
Hey
stylus.
guys, I'm trying to introduce the video. Give me a second, will ya?
Oh, is there a
Bloody
video?
hell,
Sorry,
shut
sorry.
up,
Are we
you
doing a
idiots.
video? Sorry.
Unbelievable. Oh, God,
Yeah.
it's
Sorry,
like fucking herding monkeys around here. Dead set.
Hey,
It's
All right,
crazy
this is a
stuff.
video right now.
It's
This is a
straight in,
video
sir.
of Grid
Oh,
shaving his
my
face
goodness.
for the first time in 16 years.
It
Yeah,
has
there we
actually.
go.
It has been probably. It's been like 5 or 6. Yeah, probably.
It's unbelievable. Our boy Grid is shaving as we speak, as we're doing the video. He hit a sub goal on his channel, has not shaved since he was 16, has no effing idea what he's doing, so we're going to leave that in the corner and let him go
Two
Are
after
years
you
it.
ago.
shaving with a razor attachment without a handle?
Dude, it
Yeah,
doesn't fit
seriously.
on the style. I bought this thing and it said, "Oh, this is for this," and that's a lie.
Ghetto are you? Oh,
It's not my fault.
He's not ghetto, he's gangster.
Mate,
That's different.
Get Mrs. Grid's leg razor. It's going to do a better job than you
I
holding
told
the
you,
blade,
shit
mate.
clock goes
Seriously.
busting out. It's gonna be
Unbelievable.
great.
Oh, I think I'm already.
Someone doesn't know how to shave.
Oh my god, just go grab one of your
He's got
Wakey's razors.
Straight up, unbelievable. Let's say hello to everyone. We got a lot to cover today. There is a lot to go
Yeah, just do
through.
your thing, man. We're good.
We've got some. We got some
Don't
absolute
go
superstars on.
sideways.
Go,
Don't go sideways.
just yeah,
Dude,
just
his
I'm
head,
trying
yeah.
to like shave, and my camera is mirrored, so I'm trying to like go backwards.
You
Let's
might
just-
as well just call this video like everybody's just teaching Grid how to shave.
no. Let him try and
I
work
know
it out
how to
himself.
shave more than all of you guys. I shave every single day for 2 years straight.
I've
Yeah.
been
Kiss
shaving
my
my
ass. Every
I've been
single
shaving
day for
my
11
balls
years
before
straight.
you were
I
alive.
I trump you.
If you do it for 11 years or 2 years, it's still a
I
long
trump you.
freaking time.
It is. It is.
Oh my goodness, straight up. Hello, Ram. How are you, brother? What's going on, man? Good to have you with
It
us.
does suck though.
Enjoying this fun game called Swiggo.
Hell of a week, mate. Hell of a week.
And the Datacrons.
We got a lot to cover, mate. Yeah. The Ramacrons.
Ramacrons.
We're going to come
The
back to
Ramacrons.
that in a minute. We got Pilsy joining us as well. Hello, Pilsy. How are you, brother?
how are you? So I thought coming into this session that Datacrons were the worst thing that's ever happened
Mm-hmm.
until I saw Grid shave.
Straight up, we'll come back and we'll talk to you a bit more in a minute.
Oh.
We got some beautiful flexing TG actions been missing from our screens. Hello, mate. How's the Double Cobras?
Yep.
How you doing? You good?
Yo, as
Like-
can be.
Like the baby.
Yeah, we'll come back. We got a bit to cover. We're going to go one after the other, and we're going to talk about it. But it's good to have you with us, mate. Grid, of course, is shaving right now. We won't interrupt him.
Hey.
We'll come back to him in a minute. Let him keep going so he doesn't cut himself. Kate is here as well. Hello, Kate. Welcome, my dear.
I
Always
think I
great
already
to have you
did, by
back.
the way.
How you going?
Hello. Good.
Silly girl just knocked back a Foster's. She said it's not that bad. She's delusional right
not.
now. Whatever she says will make no sense. If she thinks Foster's is okay, she definitely has issues. But that's a whole different story. It's great to have you here. It really is.
Very large can though. She made sure that we all know about the size of the can.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got our boy Yoda as well here. He's allowed back. He's on probation. We're not letting him show his camera just in case he lets a
Of course,
background
I
go
think that was
that might suspend someone again. Hello, Yoda. How are you, brother?
I'm very happy I could pay my way back onto this
You
beautiful
idiot.
platform. How many more subs do we need? How many more subs till I get my camera back?
Never enough. Anyway, moving right along. Let's get after it. All right, guys, we've had a hell of a week. Hell of a week this week. We obviously have had them drop. Something that we've all been thrilled and really, really looking forward to. No, that's
Britain's
absolutely
full of
not. Ram, I'm going to ask you first. I'm going to go around to everyone and ask their opinion straight off. Now that they've hit the game, now they're live. We've had a couple of days jumping into them. Ram, Datacron.
Grab his dick and twist it!
Oh, for God's sake. Ram, straight up. Your thoughts on not twisting, but Datacrons, mate. What are we thinking now? You've got your
I was
hands
going
on.
to ask. I mean, did you want my thoughts on grabbing the dick and twisting it?
No,
Yes.
I do
Did you
not,
want
because
his
you're in the
advice on- 'cause
Navy
he's got a
and
voice.
your
Yeah.
opinions.
You know, I legitimately have to ask. I know what channel we're on.
Righty or lefty?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, you gotta ultra fist it. You don't just go with one. So
Oh,
that's
what-
not the way.
Oh
And
my
sometimes
goodness.
you go with like
Oh.
thumb down to hold it.
Guys!
All
So
right,
you do it like
and
this,
we are
yeah. So-
Oh yeah,
demonetized.
that's a whole different game. Right
Not
Right.
helping.
It's
Behave
because they can.
yourself. Behave yourself. Bloody
You're gonna
hell.
put this
Sorry.
video on YouTube?
Well, I'm trying to,
Oh,
but the way you guys are going, I might not be
I
able
don't know.
to.
He f-bombed.
Bloody
He
hell.
already f-bombed, so he's the one who got to edit. So it's all
I've got
his
some.
fault.
I've got some editing to do. Don't worry
Wait, we're
about
not
that.
supposed to curse?
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
shit.
Why am I here?
Ram, Datacrons, go.
Trash bin fire?
Trash bin fire,
Yes.
straight up. Yeah.
No one. Tell me why. Tell me why.
Fair
Oh,
enough. Pilsy,
So bad.
Pilsy, you got your hands on him as well, mate. You've got a big fat one in the background, and I'm talking about Datacrons. Let's be clear. Dude,
What
your
is
thoughts
happening?
overall, mate? What are you thinking?
Yeah. So I mean, I've rolled 2 just to see what it's like, and my opinion is, I want nothing to do with them. I plan on doing nothing with them. If that causes me to lose GACs or other stuff, so be it. I can't be bothered. It's too confusing. I'm pretty sure CG doesn't even know how these damn things work. So I'm never going to figure it out. I'm still trying to figure out mods. Screw this stuff.
He said
Yeah,
mods.
Just literally just take your Datacron, bend over, and
Straight up. There we go. Straight up. TJ, again, he's deep in GAC, loves his strategy with GAC, and of course, Datacrons affect GAC enormously. Mate, your opinion, this is going to be really, really rough to try and get your head around these, is it not?
So I'll give you the YouTube version, and I
Mhm.
tell everybody else the same thing. For
The
me, it
YouTube
equals
version.
out. CG is poor. That's what I call this, poor. It is an all-around poor job. It was a poor release. It was a poor cover-up. It was a poor clarification. It was a poor setup. Nothing about this was positive. It's tough to find a positive on something that's being done, in my opinion, very poorly.
There we go. Straight up. Kate, your thoughts on the Datacrons? We'll come back to Grid next because he's busy right now.
Mid-shave.
Yeah. Don't want
I'm
him
good.
to nick himself. But
I think I
Kate,
already did.
Kate, your thoughts overall when it comes to the Datacrons? Your thoughts?
I mean, I think I'm on a little bit different page than everybody else. I don't understand them enough. I haven't seen them in action, so I can't give you my definite answer on them. I don't love them. I don't hate them. I don't know enough
Right.
about them to give you my opinion.
Mhm.
I'm very much the type of person, I need to see what these are going to do to my roster. I need to see what this does to the people around me, and then I'll give you my opinion. I don't have one right now.
Fair.
Not saying I love them, not saying I hate them.
Yep. No. Fair enough. Hey, that's what we want. We want honest opinions, straight up. Yoda, your
There's a whole
thoughts,
lot of
mate?
white
You're
stuff on your
I'm
shoulder.
Yoda.
not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
white
I'm
stuff
totally
right on your shoulder.
distracted by
Oh,
Yoda made a mess.
God,
Sorry.
Jared.
this guy.
Well, I'll be honest about the Datacrons. I feel as if they've totally cheapened our rosters. They've cheapened our mods. All the mods that we went out there looking for specific secondaries on health or protection, it's all gone. It's all garbage. It's gone. It actually forces speed back into the game even more. That's number one. Number two, great testing session. I love it. We could go into our sandbox mode and test every single. Oh wait, no, we can't. Yeah, it's stupid as hell for them to release these things when we can't even test with them. We can't plan. And from a TW perspective, it's garbage. For a GAC, at least you have 3 months of running it through, playing with them. But for TW, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel so bad for territory war officers. I'm a guild leader right now, just for the record, so I feel you, dude. You're gonna have to talk about every single Datacron, and like a counter that could work against a normal team, all of a sudden might not work, and maybe it'll still work depending on the Omicron or Datacron on that team. Like,
That's gonna bring in RNG like crazy. If you got these kits that bring in retaliation, held steel, how some of these teams are gonna be hard as hell to kill
Well, it's going
based
to
on
break
held
counters.
steel.
It's going to
It totally
break
will.
counters.
It's
Yeah.
totally
See,
will.
But so I'm not going to disagree with Kate though. So Kate's point is valid in that we don't know anything about the actual Datacrons themselves. My concern, and it's not and it's not me head. No, it's the top, dude. The roadmap that CG, I blame CG, top of the chain. I blame them for how all this has gone down.
Yeah.
For them to the snake, whoever it was that released the stuff like that, the beta developer, clearly they were trying, and that team was trying to tell them this is bad. This is bad for business, this is bad for everything like that. CG wasn't hearing it. It went on deaf ears. Us losing Doja was probably one of the worst things we could have happened in a long time. Communication is kaput. So their roadmap is doing whatever. They're again back on deaf ears. They're not talking to anybody. Chrome was nice enough to go on and talk to Heinz and the people out there for that short period of time and brought the baby. But everything from the top of the chain, it's not. If Datacrons would have been pushed out, like give us like a couple of months, right? Work with the people, listen to what the people have to say, come back and make changes, make developments, get to try it out, get to test things. The actual people, do it in like arena first. No, it's push it down your throat. Don't clearly give you the information. They can't even do a video to show us how it's all going to work. It's trial and error. Hill said he rolled 2 just to see how things are working. I rolled 1. Not to try to get an advantage over somebody else. I just want to understand how it works.
Yeah.
Me trying to read 15 paragraphs. No, I'll just watch the movie. Why do I want to read the story unless they can actually make it clear and concise? The information from what we saw on the road ahead versus the Q&A, which was at the same time by the same person, basically was giving information that was contradicting one another. And that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to that. So I'm not blaming the people on the front, but the people at the top, they're blind, they're deaf, or they're dumb. And I'm sorry, that's where it sits at, because they're the ones who are trying to give us a roadmap that nobody is asking for.
I agree with that, but they also have to give us more. I mean, they just keep reskinning the same game over and over again. There's nothing.
I mean,
there's
look, let's
nothing
be
new.
real. They feel just like. Look, my understanding of Datacrons is they feel just like. I don't know, like we just got an entire another like mod set, like a full thing, a full mod set. We just got like a whole another like 6 mods on this thing. And
for 3 months.
Hey, hold on.
as well
anyone
as
else,
like,
hold on. Anyone else think Grid should just leave the mustache for like a week or 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
My mustache is staying.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think he
did
is.
you miss that on the way in? I said that's like I have
No,
to shave everything but my
I
mustache.
missed that. Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Yeah, he's going full. He's
Caterpillar
going full
is-
military, man.
That
Yeah, it's
caterpillar
great.
is gorgeous.
No, somebody
Yeah,
said
thank
in chat, Grid looks closer to Goose than Maverick, and you told
I
me
can see the
it's like
goose, man.
Goose right now. Yeah,
I'll take
yeah.
Goose. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, dude, it's gonna be great.
Yeah,
Dude, Goose is
problem
dope.
is,
Totally Goose.
how did that work out for Goose?
That's
Talk to
okay.
me,
Don't go there.
That's
Just
okay.
like-
Goose is awesome.
He became Dr. Green. Okay, so it worked out great.
How about then,
Goodness
like
gracious,
Rooster?
great
We'll
balls
go
of
with
fire.
Rooster.
Oh my
Rooster.
god, unbelievable.
Anyways, they get, it's too much. I will say it is, and you know I totally get if somebody like Kate, you want to reserve like opinion and judgment on it. Totally fine, totally fine. I'm saying already though, I think it's too much. Those numbers are too high. We can't have like what was it, 300% health steal or something like that. That's ridiculous. It's
But
not,
that
it's
isn't
just
even
the
the high
numbers are
end.
way too high.
That's not even the high end, though. Those weren't
No,
even
it's
the
not.
caps.
Yeah.
But that's like my point is like it's too high. Those numbers are too high. It should have been like if they decreased everything by like 80%, I don't think I'd have a big deal with it. So if it was like just like oh, here's your 2% or 3%
Yeah,
health,
Loki.
you know, you're like, cool, all right, I got a little bit of this and that. But like this bullshit where you get an entire another 6-stop mod.
Timing was great.
I've got some
Thanks.
editing to do.
I think I
anyway,
really
mate.
crushed it.
I've got some editing
It's
to do.
just it's just too much. The
Kate-
numbers are too high. The
Kate
numbers
Faith
are
was
too
great
much.
on that.
She
Heard the curse. She's like,
the one thing I got to put out there, and I love the fact Zareth said something that sparks so true that in one sentence out of all the videos, he talked about what it looked like with this whole nerfing, right? We did the nerf on all these characters. We need to do this. We're trying to even the playing field. So what if they add defense penetration into Datacrons?
They could in like 3 months.
That's what I mean. But
Yeah.
their whole statement that they said was trying to level the playing field. So this roadmap. These clearly didn't
No,
get
they
made
said
yesterday.
they said level the paying field.
Oh, hey, oh, but that's what I mean.
Common
right? So
misunderstanding. It's
if-
okay.
if they-
Zareth called it out so well.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. If they put defense penetration in as a stat in the next set of Datacrons, for instance, it goes back to the problem we had where they removed all the non-galactic legend counters because of that.
Yes.
Wait, you mean CG is telling us something that's not true?
Duh, mate, that's not possible. Couldn't be
Oh
possible.
my God, look at that baby face.
Oh, smooth as a baby's
Oh.
bum. We
Wait,
love
you
it. It's
mean
beautiful
they
got it.
told us it would do one thing and it's not doing that?
stuff. Who would have thought? Who would have
You
thought?
missed the spot.
Did you miss like a spot
Yeah.
like all right here?
You mean the chunk? Yeah.
Yeah.
Going for round 2.
Greg, whatever you do,
Jeez, you
do
guys.
not in the next 2 weeks drive a panel van.
Oh,
I'm going for round 2. Calm down.
Oh, 700 feet.
My
700
boy,
feet.
I'll tell you right now, that chin sure does look pretty.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I don't think you guys know what
don't drive a
shaving is.
van. Don't
That's what
buy
you gotta
bulk
do.
candy. Yeah.
Oh, crazy. Hey, quick one. Hey, something that we need to cover, right? Because there's been a little bit of confusion, and I actually saw it in chat a little while ago. People have been stressing out over the last couple of days. Let me just see if I can find the post. But basically, they've been stressing out, getting ready for GAC for this round in a couple of days from now.
You guys
Now-
are.
Okay, but no, we're not. Okay, and this is the thing, right? Let me bring something up just quickly if I can. Hang on 1 second. I just got to bring up something that we.
It is your show. All right.
No, something that we came across, right? So this was in the Q&A. Let me see if this kicks in. Here we go. All right, so we got this here, right? So during 6.4 to 7.10, can you use Datacrons everywhere? Just assembling them. This indicates you cannot use them in battle till 7.11 and 9 to 4. Is that correct?
DJ Sir Loki
at
gifted
launch,
Lucas the hair.
they will be available-
DJ Sir Loki gifted
they
a
will
tier
be
1 sub to
available
Lucas the hair.
for use in Territory Wars and Grand Arena, allowing them to be used while these modes are active. In the near future, you'll be able to use them in Squad Arena as well, allowing you to use them immediately. Then I think, TJ, you help clarify this, if I'm correct.
No.
Or it was
no,
clarified
it's not.
somewhere.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's why I was talking about the confusion. No. The Q&A contradicts what the statement in the road ahead said. So I went to the forums to
CG's
ask them.
contradicting themselves.
It's
No
so,
way.
but I asked, it's not. I wasn't being the jerk or anything like that. I wasn't like, hey, what is? I was like, hey, meathead, Crumb, can one of you guys clarify, please? This says this, and the Q&A says this.
Yeah.
I got a response from a player, not from any of the devs or not from like that. It's basically saying the Q&A is right, but it does not read that way.
Yeah.
So why can't you correct the road ahead to make it one concise message?
Okay, so to be clear, if
Does
we're
that
correct,
make them money?
everyone. Okay, so the question is this then: everyone is freaking out right now, smashing through Conquest, getting all of the mats to try and improve their Datacrons in the next 2 to 3 days before GAC sign up. That's what people are doing out there. I was doing that myself. Right?
Yeah.
Until someone clarified recently that this stuff isn't going to go live as far as usable for about another month. Is that right?
No.
Or
No,
when?
It's going
live.
live next
It
week.
is.
going
It
live.
is going live in a
Based on
couple of
the
days from now.
Q&A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they
It's going
originally
live
said
for
that you got a month to
GAC.
farm them up, and now in 3 days' time,
Right.
they're going to
No,
drop
you
in.
got to do it in 3 days.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's what I mean.
Wait, hold on,
That's
but
the
wait,
problem.
But wait, don't worry. There will be a pack.
Oh, of course it'll be a
You
pack.
could buy more Datacrons, and then you don't have to worry about farming more Datacrons in Conquest, you guys.
Okay, so that's
For
what we wanted to
$100,
clarify because
you
there
get
is some
level 9
confusion. A lot of people
Datacron.
thinking it's not live for a month. No, they're going live in a couple of days. Get through
Yes.
Conquest,
Yeah.
Get your stuff together, get all of your
Yeah.
materials as hard as possible. I've actually really been smashing through this Conquest. I've finished all the stages already. All the sectors are done. I've finished all the sectors already in 2 days.
I asked you guys a question
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
because I know a lot of you guys are in like the higher end guilds, like a lot of us are.
Yeah.
Are your guilds saying anything? Like, are they stressing about you're going to need them for
Well,
TW? Because I
Yoda-
know how my guild
yeah.
feels.
Well,
Yoda-
but-
Yoda's probably the
Yoda?
best one to ask. He's the guild leader of one of the top ones in Territory War. So Yoda.
Yeah, I want to see if you guys are having like the same thoughts as it sounds like mine is.
I'm not going to say we're stressing it immediately. We're going to see how it goes. We're
That's-
pushing in a certain direction, but we're not forcing people
Okay.
in any way possible to make sure you have this and make sure you do that. It is what it is. We're gonna have what we have.
Yeah,
But
that's kind of where
so
ours
my,
is
my
at.
concern though is if you're in the gauntlet, everybody's stressing it. That's if you're in the gauntlet of hell, then you already know everybody's on the same page. They're pushing the FOMO, the fear of missing out, based on the idea that at the top, where everybody's going to be at, where the majority of people here are, is getting the materials from TW is one of the primary sources.
But have we seen even how much material we're even getting out of it?
No, because they're not giving that
No.
information.
Yeah.
No, but it's again, it's that whole fear of missing out. They don't have to. All they have to do is put in there an open-ended statement.
Just dangle that
Resources and
carrot.
conquest and TW. That's all they need to put. They don't need to tell you how much. It's just this is where you're going to get most of your stuff at.
So
No,
so
that's fine. And
Heinz-
I was just curious because like
Yeah.
my guild doesn't seem to be like stressing out too much. It's like a we'll see what happens type thing. They're like more so focused on GAC, but like I also don't fully understand like how this is all gonna work. Like
Well, for the
I
first
don't
month,
understand them enough to be able to say like how I'm gonna use them, but like I don't
for
know.
the first month, everybody's just be like, we'll see what happens. It's education, it's science for the first month. After that, every top guild out there will have a great understanding of what they're capable of, and they'll have to plan accordingly.
Yeah.
That's when the stress will come in. And then you'll have it for 2 months until a new set of Datacrons come around. And will they change all the stats? Will they change what it's capable of? Maybe. So it's a crapshoot. Congratulations, CG. You ruined the game that was so pure and perfect by adding all this stuff on.
Well,
And we'll continue to sit here and eat all this crap because it's a great Star Wars game with a great community. But the game itself is not good.
There we go.
Great.
So Heinzie, you and I have talked about this. You've leveled up a few Datacrons.
Yes.
You know the cost of the materials. We've seen the payouts in other game modes, Conquest, others, for materials. There's absolutely no way that the payout from a red box in Conquest is going to make a whole hill of beans for leveling up Datacrons.
Not even close. Not even close.
Not even close.
Not even remotely
So
close.
it's unless they do something ridiculously drastic, it's gonna tickle. It's gonna take you probably. It might actually take you 2 conquests or 3 conquests to go from level 1 to level 3 on a Datacron, unless they really dump resources into it. These things, I mean, so the thought that it's free to play friendly or you're going to get the mats. Yeah, sure, you'll get the mats and you'll get a Datacron leveled up in 3 months. Like it, I mean, these things are hungry hippos for resources, and I don't know, man. For me right now, again, I kind of like Kate's stance, right? Let's see, but my gut is the juice is not worth the squeeze.
There we go, straight up. Something else to consider as well, guys, that actually came across my mind, and like I'm not the smartest tool out there, so this was quite surprising that I thought about it. And Yoda, you know where I'm coming from with this. Now, certainly there's a strategy in place with hot utils that can auto set your territory war defenses, right? Now, It ain't going to set Datacrons. Is it? I mean, I don't believe that's going to happen. So if you want to
They don't have a thing for that.
If you want to set a team,
I don't believe it's set up yet.
Yeah, if you want to set
They've
a
already
team,
talked about it.
Be careful, territory war officers, if you're out there setting teams for auto deploy into territory war defenses, because it won't factor in Datacrons from what I'm aware of. So if you have a team, or obviously, if you have one team that has a Datacron that you want to throw on it, you're going to need to manually set them all. So just be aware of that as well, guys, when it comes to territory war soon, that you are going to have to manually set your defense teams until Hot Utils works out a way it can integrate it, and I don't believe that's going to be a quick fix. I don't know. I haven't spoken to Hot Sauce about it, honestly. That'd be a good question for him. But just be cautious, officers, when you're talking about setting the place mechanic in there, because that could be a bit gross.
Go one step further. GG.GG doesn't really have a game. Nothing. There's no real game plan.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face
multiple tools have talked about that not having access or having this option of how they're going to pull the data from in game.
Yeah.
Well, let's face the facts. For as good of a game as they've had for this long, they've never took the steps to really make this game accessible on a PC or anything that's going to make the game a better playing experience.
Yeah, they don't care. This game has
No.
never been about user experience.
No, they could literally do what Raid did. You know, Raid has a PC level
PC version
release, right? And it works just fine and smooth. And this game's 6 years old now, and we still don't have that. We're still playing on emulators, so which, by the way, crash. You know, so
yeah, I think that they've probably just been waiting for the Google emulator to drop. You know, the Google Play Games one that was going to drop. But I tell you what,
is that when we get our ship loadouts as well?
Don't get me started on ship loadouts, mate.
No,
that's when they're going to ease the gear crunch.
Oh, here we go. Look out.
You know the gear crunch that they said they were going to ease.
State of the gear.
What was it?
2.0. Yeah.
Two. It was what? 2 road aheads that they said that.
Yeah, that low hanging fruit.
But it's okay. Datacrons.
So here's what I'll say, because I've come across this a couple of times where, because like I've already given kind of some bad opinions about Datacrons, and some people have kind of countered or tried countering and saying like, hey, look, like we don't know exactly what the Datacrons are going to do yet, right? Like maybe they could be good, maybe they could be bad. And I think it's important to distinguish that there are, at least I would say, there's at least 2 problems going on here. There's Datacrons themselves, of course, and talking about Datacrons and what they represent and what they mean and blah, 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 blah. But separately is the communication problem, or rather the tone deaf communication problem. Because even though Datacrons came out, we could talk about Datacrons. I think what a lot of people are pissed about, at least the feedback that I've also gotten from other people between, YouTube and Reddit, blah, 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 is they're just pissed that this happened in the first place. The leak happened a couple of months ago, whatever that was. Everybody got really mad. And they're like, Datacrons look stupid as crap. Like, why are we going to do this? And they just ignored everything that everybody said and everything that everyone got mad about, and still did it anyways. And then the road ahead had nothing to do with the things that people were complaining about, such as gear crunch or lack of content, because progression is not content. We need content. We need something to play or something to do that isn't this soul-sucking, horrible, boring thing. Like, can we just have so anyways, the point being is that I think there's 2 problems going on. And that's why, for me personally, I don't really care if Datacrons will end up being good or not, or will end up blending into the game well or not, because they flat out ignored everybody complaining about so many other things. And they had a great opportunity to address that. And they said, you know what, just you guys. Like,
they
that's
didn't
not
say
cool,
anything. They didn't say anything.
I think that's why that's a part of why Datacrons are getting so much heat and so much hate, because they're kind of this embodiment of CG being tone deaf. If that makes sense.
In the absence of positive communication, everyone goes to negative thoughts.
How many relic levels have they brought in? Relic 9?
Yeah, we're up to relic 9.
No new GL, but they're bringing Datacrons. Was it level 8 and 9 and Datacrons before the last since LV came in?
They ran out of tickets.
So
I will find it. I'll figure it out.
3 massive levels with no new content and not even a new GL. Great, we're getting new characters, but who cares if we have to play it on the same stupid platform all the time?
People are asking for GLs. You have content creators literally saying, "Well, where's our GL?
How effed up is that?
Where's
How effed up is that we're asking for
this
a GL?
You're coming around to say, let me chase a GL at least, or something that I can go and work towards." This is the CG of old, man, and that's where I said the lack. It feels like it's a slap in the face, and again, it's not what the object is. That's the focus of frustration because of how it's being handled. How the top, and that's what I was talking about before, is handling the game that everybody really enjoys so badly, and that's who's to blame. That's where that falls on. It is not we hate Datacrons. It's like, CG, why are you not doing anything for your player base? you're building a new game and doing all this stuff like that. That's great. That's phenomenal. Good for you on that. But the people who are funding and giving the revenue to do that game are being shit on. That is a literal statement because of how they're treating the player base. When everybody says the same thing, and it's pretty universal, it's not about Datacron. It's what about all the other stuff you said? Where are all the things you said you were going to do for us? Where are all the things you're going to give that olive branch? Where's the handshake? Where is the communication? Where's all of these things that were supposed to happening? It's not. And it's like, here's this other piece, but nobody asked for that. So, well, we're not going to talk to you about it. Here's what it is. And then they're going to give a Q&A.
I know where the communication's gone. I'll cover that in a minute. Kate, you got anything to add there as far as, everything so far with communication or anything? Or what are your thoughts?
I mean, I hear what you guys are saying. I just look at things a little bit differently, but that's just me. People are not going to like me for what I say.
Say it anyway.
No, but
we want your opinion.
Well, say it.
It's just one of those things. It's like one of those things, like, our community has a very knee-jerk reaction to everything. Everything is always negative. I tend to not look at stuff that way just because, why do I need to add more negativity to my life than what's already going on around me? I don't need to do that. I don't know enough about Datacrons. The communication, do I agree with? No. Do I wish we had the Death Star raid and stuff like that? Yeah, I'd rather have that over this. But I'm going to make the most of what's in front of me. I'm going to plan towards the future. If this takes a couple of my C team squads and brings them up to B team, okay, cool, whatever. I'll see what happens when I get to that point. Right now, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I really don't know. I don't think anybody knows. And how is this going to evolve the game? Is this going to bring B team squads up to beating GLs? I don't know what's going to happen.
No.
I need to see what happens before I can give you guys opinions. I hate this. I don't.
No,
I don't
but
really have an opinion on it.
but
Communication wise, is it what we asked for? No. But there's also been times in the past where we have said we want to utilize squads that we had to gear up. Maybe this is the opportunity for that. Maybe it's not all about making these overpowered GL squads. I'm just trying to think of other ways I can use these Datacrons.
Yeah.
That's just
if that was the case, though, they wouldn't have put Datacrons on GLs as well, because now what that does is,
but how many
so
of
these
us are
characters that
actually
used
going
to be
to be able to bring up the Datacrons to GL level? It's not going to be many of us. They have from what I've seen, from what other content creators have written in our Discord, we're all in. It's very much so bottlenecked. It's not happening a lot. And then the rerolls, they increase with each reroll you do.
I already have 2 GLs worked out in Datacrons.
Okay.
But
so I'm just,
but to
when
Kate's
you're
point,
saying that, it's
how
it's very possible.
Yeah,
it's
but
possible,
how
but
expensive
how
was
many
that?
people are going to actually do that?
On the high end, a lot.
A lot.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
but Kate,
I don't know.
Right.
In the
the fact
cover
that
one
you're bringing
area,
a different
a lot of people.
perspective. So, but I like the fact that Kate's bringing a different perspective.
Yes.
Don't want to discount the only
No.
problem is the reason we knee jerk is history. It's a repeat situation that comes up to cause the negative reaction. If we didn't have it happen before, there wouldn't be the knee jerk reaction to go to the negative. But I 100% respect and like your outlook on it, Kate, because we need all the voices to give that point of reason, and it shouldn't be discounted. But that's just what makes it the problem, right? You go to the negative because historically CG has done us negatively.
Yeah.
That's fine,
yeah.
and I'm not disagreeing with that. But also, I look at things in a way of, if I go into things with a negative attitude, mostly I'm gonna hate them.
No, that's fair.
How many times have there been foods where I'm like, ew, I don't want to try that. That looks gross.
Okay.
And I tried it. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought.
Like
That's kind of
Foster's.
I didn't think that.
Yeah, but are you going to go buy Foster's again?
I mean, I'd rather have this than Natty Light.
That's not saying a lot, though. That's
not
I'd
saying
rather-
a lot, but you asked
it's like
me.
I'd rather drown than be caught on fire.
Not sure if that's helping
Either way,
the
it's
case.
a terrible option.
Yeah, not sure if that's helping the case there. Okay, so you go, Greg.
Yeah, if I just may with it then. So here's the comparison that I'll make, and this has been a really interesting experience. If anybody knows about Diablo Immortal, that just came out.
Rooster
It's a
versus
new
Goose.
phone / kind of PC game. It's made for mobile, but they have a PC version as well. And it's been really, really interesting. And I think this relates to you, Kate, kind of what you're saying. It's been super interesting to see large content creators talk about Diablo Immortal, as well as small and mid-sized, just all sorts of content creators, but especially a lot of these big ones have really been ragging on Diablo Immortal for being way too pay to win. And they're all sorts of mad and saying people can spend $100,000 on the game and like or play the game for 10 years and they still won't be leveled up all the way. And all these people are really mad about it. And then there's little old me over there, Goose, just hanging out playing the game. And I don't care. I'm on a highway to I don't give up. I'm just playing the game, right? I'm running through dungeons. I have some friends with me. We don't care about anything. I don't care about those bundles because I'm not buying anything anyways. I'm not there to be the best player in the world. I'm not there to take first. I'm not there to max out my character. I'm playing with my friends. We do some dungeons. We move on with our life, right? Like that's all we're doing. And so all these people who are like freaking out about the game being super pay to win, it's kind of funny because I'm over here clamoring and hooting and hollering and stuff about Swiggo being pay to win. And I get all mad. And then there's so many people who realistically, percentage wise of the players, probably don't care. They probably won't see this video. They probably aren't watching anyone's videos. Maybe they catch a video or two, but I feel like a really big portion of the player base is just going to log in one day and be like, oh, Datacrons. What are these? And then just kind of use them as you can and you move on with your life. And it just sort of, fits in there. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is like, I think we represent a different portion of the player base of people who are trying to maybe take the game super competitive or do want to be in that kind of top percentile or whatever it is. I think this is a kind of a divisive point. Depending on where you're at as a player, depending on like if you care if you want to be in Kyber 1 and you're not going to spend any money for these Datacrons, I'll be honest, you're kind of just right. Like,
yeah,
you're not going to have a good time if you're like this 6-7 million GP. You're kind of creeping your way into the bottom of Kyber 1. I think you're going to have a really bad time. Maybe you won't. You're going to run into some other people who don't have Datacrons. But like, I've already been kind of kicked out of Kyber 1. Like, I barely creep into like Kyber, like the bottom of Kyber 1 to Kyber 2 because I won't buy stuff. I won't buy the next big shiny thing. And so I'm going to get bumped down. I'll do my best.
The other big thing is like how many squads are really going to be able to apply Datacrons to? Like, I know with my big account, like, yeah, there's plenty there, but like where my like OG account is, which is like 6 point something, I don't have a ton of squads that I can apply these to. So I don't think they're really going to impact me like too much. Like, yeah, maybe a little, but like, it's not going to be earth shattering. And at that point, quite honestly, I don't care. Like, so what? I end up with like-minded people who like are at the same like wavelength as me.
Realistically,
really
depending on how you are with Datacrons, you can, what Crumb said, you can have up to 30.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. But realistically, are we going to get 30? Do I have the 30 squads to put those
in 3v3 Kyber 1?
But Kate's
Kyber 1, yeah, but not
is
mid-tier.
very valid, and that's really more towards where CG is aiming their base. They're not aiming their base at someone like Pills, who has every single character at the highest relic level. They care about people that are at the 4 million range, 6 million range. That if they get a bundle here and there, they're happy and they're still collecting their squads on the smaller account. Kate, that's where that's who they're marketing to.
And
they're not
fine.
Marketing towards us.
They
And
can market to them all they want. I'm not like, I've been free to play my whole entire time. Not me. And if I end up like going against like million less GP than me, whatever, I'll deal with it and I'll come out doing what I do every time and win, lose, I don't really care. I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna use the squads I want to use. I'm gonna apply the Datacrons to like, personally, I'm thinking different squads. Like, I'm thinking like on that smaller account, I am always like scrubbing the bottom of my roster. Is this gonna free up some squads for me? That is where my mindset is at.
And for that player base, if they get one Datacron, that may make the difference, and that may be making them super happy. So congratulations, CG. You catered towards the bigger part, which is good business for them. It's just not fun for us.
And the problem is this, okay? That the issue is that people are going to win or they're going to lose, depending on having a Datacron at all or a very good one. Now,
I think
I mean, we won or lost for ships anyway.
Yeah, true. But the thing is that if you can't even open the zone to get to ships, it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
This is the thing. And with Datacrons, if you've got one loaded up, right, and your opponent does not, the odds that you will get beaten in that round are quite low. Okay, like you're gonna get done. You know, you're gonna hold. The person that has the Datacron is gonna go really well. They'll win, and they're gonna collect 700 more crystals than the other person because they got a Datacron compared to the other person that doesn't.
So I'm gonna defend Kate on this one. We don't know anything about the actual Datacron itself. You can go in, and I checked it out today, and I was telling you, Heinze, just to scout it out, right? So I went into the GAC leaderboard. I'm like, let me look and see if I can actually go find what somebody has, where they're at in the ranks. So I just started scrolling up and down, went into somebody's inventory, and I can see it now. So I can technically scout to see what somebody's building, and they lock in like mods. So once it's locked in, you can still go look at the stuff. So to case one, I'm not negative at Datacrons. We don't know anything about anything, so I'm going to learn how to use them, and I'm going to learn how to play with them and do all the stuff like that, competitive, non-competitive, and everything in between. But I don't know anything about it, right? We haven't used them yet to technically say. It's like, how did your Datacron experience go? Well, I don't know.
Oh, we're gonna know.
Just there. I'm just there.
We're gonna know sooner rather than later. We're gonna know sooner rather than later. Yeah. Okay, but I think just a summary, because we're gonna finish this video in a minute because this one's getting a bit long, all right? But because we're still gonna talk a lot more about this on Twitch. We're on live right now. We're gonna have a chat about it for a little while yet. We're not done yet. But one thing that honestly I think that has really failed us is the way that's been rolled out. I think it's been really poor. Yeah. That to me is really been quite terrible. I don't care why it happened. I don't care if there was a specific reason for it. I think that a couple of things. We should have been alerted a lot sooner that they were coming, so we could prepare for them. I think the guys at Swigo.gg needed to you needed to work a lot closer with them in the lead up to the launch of these, so that there's obviously some sort of process in the system where people can research them better instead of doing it in game, because it's just going to be horrible trying to do that. I think that definitely there should have been better communication, and there absolutely should have been some sort of a video tutorial on how it all works and how you actually use them and how to actually load them up, because mistakes are being made already. I've made them myself. I've dismantled a Datacron by mistake that I was building up. Cost me a heap of valuable stuff. And that's on me. I'm not blaming anyone for it because I stuffed up. But the point is that we went in not 100% sure what to do. We weren't overly informed on how the system works and what we do and don't do with them. And I think that side of things absolutely should have been a lot better in the rollout originally.
Yeah, so the rollout was probably the worst that we've seen in a very long time. Several things that they could have done that popped in my mind that they could have done to alleviate the rollout. I get it, Datacrons, whether you like them or you don't like them, doesn't matter. They're here.
They're not going anywhere.
Right?
Yeah.
They're not going anywhere. Fact of life, right? But the road ahead was completely confusing. I sat there and the battalion sat there, and we're trying to figure out, how do we go over this for roundtable? How do we discuss this to our people? We don't know, and so we're trying to cram in there, and we're reading live as we're going because we don't understand this. They've done video format road aheads before. Why not do it for something as massive as this? Right? A video format road ahead, I think, would have gone a long way to helping people kind of understand what this was.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an unfortunate, timing of Crumb being out and Doja leaving, and but so with something as important and as significant potentially to the game, is it not worth waiting? Because I think those previous two road aheads that had video format were incredibly well received.
Yes.
And I think this was the time to do that and coach and teach the community through these things a little bit. And if they had a timeline that they felt they needed to stick to, then I think that's an awful decision. I think they would have been better suited to wait until they could have, till Crumb was back or whatever, and they were in a better position to do a video. And if they had done that, most of this FUD, right, this fear, uncertainty, and doubt that is,
I feel like we're in a
creeping
crypto conference. What's going on here?
would just not have existed.
Yeah.
Right. It just that the opportunity missed, and that's just unfortunate.
It is. TJ, anything to add to that quickly, mate, while we wind this up?
No, man. I don't want, and I read Sir Boss's point, and I agree. All the negativities like that, it's already done. The woulda, shoulda, couldas are there, man. Everybody knows that that's where it could have been, but as far as the actual device themselves, nobody knows. I'm not going to put a perspective that it's a negative thing. It's a positive thing. Grid made a valid point on the numbers, but we don't know if it impacts anything. 300 life still on something, and it's put on the wrong team or something like that, and it doesn't phase you with the hard counter. We don't know. I don't want to put for the actual things themselves. We'll know when we use them.
We will.
Heinz will be on one on Monday.
Yeah.
We'll go and try it out, and we're gonna say, you know
Yeah.
what, this was fun. This was great, man. Here's what it looked like with Star Killer, or we'll do the Super Ray team or the JMK team, but we don't know. I'm not gonna put a negative spin on what I don't know.
Yeah, straight up.
I want to try it. Let's use it.
Yeah, I like
another huge misstep for the community. Not even just, top end players, whatever, but the entire community as a whole, because this thing is so massive and so confusing. Why not postpone it till you know that you can import it into SWAT Arena?
Yeah.
Why? Why do we have to release it right now? And oh, by the way, it's going to be a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks, maybe a month. Who knows how long until we can get it in SWAT Arena? But we're going to put it in there so you can test it out and understand it. But we're going to do it after GAC launches.
No.
So you're going to lose your crystal income because nobody knows how to run these things.
Yeah, because we're near the end of the quarter. That's why, straight up.
Kate, and we know the reason why. It's just like, come on, man.
No, I'm hearing you. Kate, anything to add before we wind up the video? We're still going to talk a lot longer after this. We're not done yet. But anything to add before we wind up the video at least?
Oh, man. I'm just so tired. I'm so tired of the negativity. I'm so tired of talking about this, like, prior to actually, like, trying these out. So over it.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just want to see what I'm going to be dealing with, and then I'll, like, tell you what I think. But, like, right now, I'm just, get out your frustration, do all that, cool, whatever, fine, but let's move on. Let's plan towards the future. And
I think we need to try and help inform people on the right decisions to make with them. I think that's really going to be key because we're not getting that from anywhere else. So I think that's something that we can certainly focus on, and we'll be trying to do that because I think
everybody will. We're all in the same boat.
Correct.
Like, everybody's like, I don't know what to do.
Correct.
Nobody knows what to do with them.
We'll work it out, and then
Like,
obviously we'll
none
try
of
and
us
inform. No, I agree, absolutely. Yoda, one quick question, mate, before we wind this up from you, if I can, because we'll talk to Grid in a second last. But Yoda, quick one, mate. A guild comes to you as a guild leader. Territory War's coming up, right? Okay. Okay, Territory War's coming up. A guild leader comes to you and goes, how about we make a gentleman's agreement, no Datacrons on defense or attack? Yes, no. You in or not?
If I trusted them, sure. Do I trust anybody? No.
Good answer. There we go. Straight up. Nice one. Love it. Grid, anything to finish this video up with, mate? It's been a really good conversation. Anything to add?
Yeah, we'll just wrap this up with a good quote from my buddy Goose. Just say, no, Mav, this is not a good idea.
Love it. It's not good. It's not good.
Not a good idea. Straight there, Mav.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
There we go. Our boy Grid coming to a piano near you soon. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. We're almost to 10K. I need your help with that damn close. We would really, really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll get over the line, and then we'll have a nice big party to celebrate real soon. It'll be a lot of fun. So thank you so much, guys. Put your comments below. We really want to hear what you guys have to say about anything we've chatted about, and we'll see you on the next one. Love you all, guys. Mwah! Thanks for being amazing.